Hello, everyone. That time of day. Another day, another 1,000 words. Alas, I don't know about another $1, but you're here. We're going to make some awesome writing progress. What more? Ask. Oh, how's everyone doing? See Zerg in the chat. I hate numbers on names. Hello, hello. Organized chaos first in the chat room. I saw that. Welcome. I'm feeling some writing today. Hello. I did a writing sprint earlier today, and I just had a little too much on my mind. Wasn't able to really focus. But now coming to this one, I feel more centered. I feel more prepared. I feel more just eager to make some progress. But while we get our next people trickle into the stream, let me go ahead and share my screen. I'd love to hear about Kiara. Hello. Won't be here for the sprints, but here for the vibes. That's what I'm talking about. And T-Man, 801 T-Man. Am I saying that right? Was in the writing sprint earlier and want to do some more. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the last writing sprint, I was kind of like I wasn't quite in the zone. Sometimes that happens, but you still show up, you still make progress. That's the important. While people trickle in here, if you haven't seen one of these live streams before, I like to start with something called Housel. Like Wordle, but you're guessing how expensive this house is based on the information they. Brah, hello, welcome. We got Wild Wednesdays and a home in Tennessee. $400,000. Start us off easy. Ooh, this looks like a little exposed beam log cabin. Cozy vibes. You know, these chairs are giving like grandparent. A little bit of the wicker back chair. Not quite in from what I know, but a home in Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, 1.2 million right off the bat. More wood, more exposed beam, green kitchen, interesting choice. I like the boldness. More than $1.2 million. That is a little crazy. At 2 million. 4,000 square feet, pretty big. Too high. Between 1.2 million and $2 million. Nice bathroom. 4-bed, 2.5 bath. Organized chaos has 1.7 mil. That feels about right. 4-bed, 2.5. I mean, if all the baths look like this. Now here's a peeve of mine. I can't quite tell if there's like an actual shower door here. I think there is, but I've been in a few places where showers just open, especially over in Europe. Or what's happening? Just water all over the floor. I would pay 1.7 million to never have to experience that again in my life. Too low. At least it doesn't have those Slenderman showers. Yeah, that was weird. That was a weird one. Nice stone patio. We know it's between 1.7 million and 2. I feel comfortable in 1.875. Boom. Ishuchi scores. It was 1.8. Let me see this house. What are we dealing with here? Little log. I'm telling you. Ooh, look at those floors. Appreciate the little things like the thick wooden boards for the floors. That's nice. Margot, Phoenix Drone, hello. So glad you can make it. We just finished up our housel as people sort of trickled in. I'm kind of digging the vibe in this one. 1.8 million. Built-in bookshelves. Real question, does it come with the books? Need to know. Oh, interesting. Safety hazard. No handrail, that's against code. Write them up. That one has a rail. Give him a pass. Interesting. That looks pretty sick. Old rustic brass? Not too shabby, not too shabby. I could live in a place like this. I'm okay with that. I've seen worse. I've seen worse. Okay, true actual shower door confirmed. Him and her sink. When me and my wife were looking for our first house, that was something our realtor said, like, it's important that you have 2 sinks in your master bathroom. And if you don't, people don't want the house. You gotta have 2 sinks. Can confirm, $1.8 million gets you 2 sinks. I dig the style too. I dig the style. Look at this. This is homey. Sometimes you see like a $5 million home on Household and you're like, this doesn't feel like people actually live there. It's like I mean, it's not quite, but it's like an Airbnb home where you're like, maybe they didn't need this extra bedroom. Maybe they could have had a kitchen pantry. But this one feels lived in. How many million per sink? Just the one. Just a nice meager 1 mil. I went to an Airbnb up here in Wisconsin last year. Maybe it was early this year. Yeah, it was in February. And this was the most prime example of a home that had been converted to an Airbnb and just like had no life to the house at all. You walked in there and it was like, there are no closets to put anything. Here's like the living room with like the IKEA couch. That's okay. That's totally okay. But then it's like, oh, we don't have a kitchen pantry to put any food in. Instead, we have this like small part bedroom that's been added behind the kitchen because having 1 extra bed means your Airbnb is more expensive. And they were like, oh, let's just put this microwave on top of like this mini fridge in the corner of the kitchen. And I'm telling you, man, it felt like I was walking in like the shell of something. It was like, I know for a fact people don't live here because this would drive me crazy if I lived there. And to be fair, I was there for a week, drove me crazy. Not having a pantry? Are you kidding me? That's insane. Sorry. This is getting out of hand. Dang. That is cool. That's what I'm talking about. This is a $1.8 million home. Nashville, Tennessee. You can still see the saw marks on the lumber. Come on. Hello, Phantom. Welcome, welcome. A little pond waterfall. Not a huge fan of that. All I see are mosquitoes, but that's fair. That's okay. That's beautiful. Love this. I feel like $1.8 million is perfectly fine for this. For the first time in household history, I see a home where I'm like, yeah, I get it. That's really cool. That's really nice. This makes sense. Versus other times we look at household and it's like, here's a $20 million home and you're like, this sucks. It's just in Los Angeles. That's what makes it $20 million. All right, cool. Do a quick Wordle and then we'll get writing. Make an account, get out. All right, what's the starting word of choice for Wordle? Derek says they did today's already. No spoilers, no spoilers. Ocean, that's a good one. I think getting all the vowels out there. Bra, use the previous day's winning word. Bra, I got terrible news. You're never going to get it first try with that strategy. Ever. Ocean's a pretty good one. I think I like about. Same idea though, getting all the vowels out there. Okay. Okay. But bro, maybe you're just playing hard mode. You're playing one continuous Wordle. It just happens to be broken up in chunks of 5 guesses. But you can follow your Wordle path for like the past year. They just all flow into each other. How about something like sport? Oh man. Oh man. Not sport. Could be short. Could be, that's it. Wrap it up, wrap it up. Too easy. Audio. Now that's a good one. Audio. That's thinking with your brain. That is too easy. Audio. Oh my god. Did someone watch a YouTube video and they were like, the perfect word to use is audio? Steal, stole, stale. Steal, stole, stale. All right. What's our connections here? I think of all the games, I think I like connections better. Knife, candlestick, rope, and wrench, all weapons in blue as one potential thing. Baker. Let's throw this one in there. Lock it in. That's what I'm talking about. What else? I can't look at chat for this. I can't look at chat. I don't want to see the answers. But come on, how impressed were you with the clue thing? Come on. Black. To botch something. Spoil. Benjamin Franklin. Any other famous Franklins besides the turtle? Knight. Butcher. Baker. That's a misleading. That's a red herring. That's what they want you to think. Blow some to ruin something, to botch. Okay. Now what's our last one here? To butcher something. These are ruining things. Make a hash of? Come on. I have a feeling that there is a famous... that these are all like famous last names for someone. Where does Flack come into all of it? Lantern Valley, hello. Where does Flack? Because all I know about Flack. Okay. I don't think I know anything about Flack. Oh. This is misleading. Not supposed to go anything. I just know these two are separate. Does anyone know Flack? Am I the crazy one to be like, I don't really know what they mean with Flack? Benjamin Franklin, Benjamin Knight, Forrest Benjamin, Benjamin Baker. Are these people? Is this meant to be bow? O or bow? O. I feel like I'm. Hold on. Just shuffle them. Times that. Derek says I only got green and yellow in this one. Ooh, I can see why. I'm gonna say these are for some reason all last name. Oh, one away, and I'm sure it's 4. Knight. Where does coat? Coat of arms. Knight of arms. Maker of arms. Bow of arms. Ah! Dude, the worst thing is being one away, because I don't know what that doesn't give me any information. Baker of arms. Forest. Where would forest? Try 4. I'm still one away. What? Oh, brutal. What? I wish they would let me. Hold on. Can I see my iconic soul singers? Brother, come on. And rainbow, raincoat, rainforest, rainmaker. Brutal. Get me out of here. All right. Let's do something productive and worthwhile. Rain Blank was the one I noticed. There you go, Margot. You playing. Doing some connections. My wife screamed out soul singers. How? How do you make that connection? And look, the thing is, like, I'm pretty well versed in, like, musical artists. Even I, looking at soul singers, no connection was made. No connection. All right, let's do something productive. What I was saying before. Let's do something productive. Let's talk today about our progress. What is our goal today? What are we hoping to do? What are we hoping to feel at the end of all of this? I gotta tell you, I am having way more fun writing all of this new content in Tiny Doors than I am doing the third draft of Upon Careless Gray Hills. But I'm still putting in my time to get that draft done. That's important. It's important. How's everyone else's progress going? Anyone feeling stuck? Anyone feeling demotivated? Anyone have any questions we want to tackle before we do our before we do our writing? Didn't have my caffeine before. Margaret says, I missed my goal yesterday, but hoping to make up for it. Hey, showed up, you're here, you're gonna do it. I believe it. Kiara says, did I see Kiara say something? Let me check. There we go. Oh, J Sam. Hello, J Sam. I don't know if I saw your comments before. Phantom says, I'm trying to get more work in this next introduction scene. One of my friends, who's the character's creator, just helped me with the outline scene. Hey, Kenneth. Hello. I'm just here to get myself to write consistently. That is what I'm talking about. What we need. Michaela says, I'm at my first mini climax and I'm nervous to write it and then hate it. You know what? That's totally fair. Totally fair. Now, the thing is, I don't think you're gonna hate it. But if you do, don't let that stop you writing your story. You're gonna come back and fix it and touch it up once you know the end journey for all your characters and your plot and exactly how it's all gonna come together. Then you can come back to that little mini climax and say, hey, I'm gonna do it even better this time. Aaron, hello. I did the sprint with you earlier today. Yay, more writing. That's what I'm talking about. All right, and Zurich says, had to do a little thinking before, but planned everything and already wrote 4 pages of this chapter a year ago. Let's do it again. 1 year later, 1 more chapter. Just do that every single day. Easy. How come no one's thought of that? All right. All that being said here, let's switch over to my screen share here. For those who are joining for the first time for one of the writing theory sprints, I actually show my screen the whole time that I write. So you can see exactly, number 1, that I'm writing right along with you. And number 2, that you can see what it's like. Some people are gonna, maybe I'm gonna kind of lag behind. I'm kind of trudging through the mud, trying to make some progress and it just won't come. Other times I'm gonna be flying by, having a great time. But you know what? You can always look at my screen and see exactly what it's like. It's all about transparency. It's all about helping you understand that sometimes writing is great and fun and exciting. Sometimes it's a little bit more of a chore, but at the end, you always feel amazing. Let's do some writing. I'm gonna put 25 minutes up on the screen. Here we go. Nice. All right, you know the drill. Let's get writing, and I'll see you in 25 minutes. And I'd love to tackle any questions, thoughts that you got. But good luck, everyone. Let's make some good progress. Do it. Microphone's going off. Music's going up. Gamer Dude, $2. Thank you so much. Totally unexpected. I appreciate you. How'd everyone do? Did you make some good progress? War Bagel, hello, welcome, welcome. Always love seeing you here. Always bringing good vibes. That's so important. Is I the mango? 59 showed up late, plotted roughly to the midpoint. Hey, there you go. 59, when are you gonna start the writing though? Sounds like you're still in the midst of planning. Are you gonna try to start writing in November, or is this something that you're gonna spend your time developing and then start writing at some other point? Zurich says, no, I'm not stopping. You can't stop me. I gotta keep going. Just hit the rhythm. I know it feels like that. I know sometimes that hits me too. But breaking it up into these little sprints, sharp. But you can always put me on mute and just go back to writing. Ross says, I didn't write, but during today as a whole, I wrote 2,000 words. That is great progress. Phoenix Throne, Margot says, almost done with my first project, which I'm doing as a warm-up. Then I will work on the main novel. Classic Margot. I'm going to write a whole book as a warm-up, and then I'll write my whole book. 59 starting probably next week, only planning 25,000 or so. 59, when you plan, are you just like brain dumping the plot down, or are you like working to like a like developing a framework and characters, or is it just a big old... Hey, Kenneth says, I had to do laundry during this. Oh, devastating. No one wants to hear that. Oh, laundry. Ariana says, I got 373 words. War Bagel says, I don't see 59's comments. I have noticed this. 59, I don't know what you're doing on other channels, what your reputation is, but for some reason, you don't show, your comments don't show up by default on my YouTube chat. I have to switch it from showing me top chat to live chat. And then once I have it on live chat, I get to see your comments. But I noticed that for like the whole first sprint, I had seen your name popping up in like my OBS preview, which shows all of the incoming YouTube comments. But then on the actual thing that I read for comments, you were never there. And I was like, what's happening? '59's been shadow banned. I don't know if that's true or not. Nothing I can do. Unless it says add as a moderator. I don't know. So here's the deal. I don't know what's up with YouTube. I know it's not necessarily the premier live service platform. I've thought about trying a live stream or two on Twitch just to see what it's like. But honestly, YouTube, we're all here. We're all here. It would be nice to be on Twitch and be able to like pull up a YouTube video or something and not have it copyright struck so we can talk about it. But alas, we're on YouTube. Zurich says there are different chats. It's not necessarily different, and I don't really know what the deal is, but on mine, it by default, it shows me, it says it's the top chat. And when we're talking about a live stream with 17 people, we're all top chatters. So, I don't know. But I see 59's comments once I turn it on to live chat. Aaron says, I did about 500 words in the first sprint. Thought I'd be done with this dang scene by now. Trust me, I know that feeling. I know that feeling very well. Look, here's something I've noticed. And I'm still kind of refining this thought, so it may not be the most well articulated. But starting to think, and I have done videos about this in the past, that if I am slogging away through a scene and I'm just like, come on, get me till the next part, probably not a good scene. Like, I'm kind of in that feeling right now in the scene I'm writing, but also I've realized that I ended a sprint halfway through a scene and I came back to it. So all the thoughts that I had about how to do that scene are all from yesterday, and it's all getting muddied up. So I'm giving it a, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, I know that in other stories when I've been writing and I've been writing a scene that just like wasn't quite grasping my attention, it's got some work. Got some work to be done. 69 says top chat is just filtered. It might be because I haven't done any account verification. That makes a lot of sense. It's a fun scene to work on though. That's nice. All right. I got some caffeine in my blood now. Feeling a little bit more ready to go. Let me ask you this before we go on to our next sprint. Here's my question to you. What are your big inspirations that you're pulling from for the story you're writing in November? Curious. What are your biggest inspirations that you're pulling from for your story in? I'd love to hear. For my story, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, man, the thing that I'm writing feels very familiar to me, but also I can't quite nail down why or from what media I'm pulling from to try to achieve like the vibe I kind of am. Right now, I think mine is a lot of like maybe almost like 80s movies, things like The Goonies, Gremlins, like any Gremlins fans in here? Like there's like this very specific campy vibe. Zork says right now, Worm, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and I said like they were different things. Worm, comma, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and some Philip Pullman. That's a great combination of things. I love that. Aaron says robot stories like Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep and The Humanoids. I don't think I've heard of The Humanoids before, but I will say I've been really craving a good science fiction story lately. Maybe it's finally about time for me to read some Asimov. Margaret says the actual zombie can... What? Okay, hold on. Read them out of order. Mine is a zombie story. Important context for what the next comment was. Mine's a zombie story, but the main character is a zombie, so I've been looking at zombie movies that do something similar. I feel like there are some. The actual zombie condition is a metaphor for something that's affected a lot of people I know, but that's a secret for now. Uh-oh, getting some symbolism, some allegory, I think is the right word. Phantom says, Young Justice and My Hero Academia, but I'm also directly adapting the story that was being told in my old Discord roleplay. Nice, that sounds like fun. War Bagel, by the way, question, I got some advice from another YouTuber not to write your story in your head, but to wait until you're at your desk/writing location. Let's unpack that in a second. Aaron says, oh, Jack Williamson, read with folded hands first. I appreciate the suggestion. I like that. All right, so let's tackle this question. I've gotten some advice from another YouTuber to not write your story in your head, but to wait until you're at your desk/writing location. My first reaction to that, personally, is I don't really know what they mean by writing the story in your head. Like, personally, I do a lot of my best story planning not sitting at my, but just like passively kind of thinking about these story ideas that I love while I'm doing other things in life, you know? Like I might be out watering the garden in the middle of the summer, and it's one of those chores where I can kind of just be like, wow, it's really nice being out here in the sun. I'm doing this thing. I'm seeing these plants grow. It's a really beautiful day. And in my head, I'm like, okay, like like what can I pull from like what I'm feeling right now? And how would this be my story? And like there's all these little connections I'm making. Or I watch like a YouTube video and it's like something really interesting and exciting, and then that kind of gets the gears turning in my head for planning a story. Is that considered writing your story in your head? Because I get some of my best planning done that kind of thing. It can be anything from passively thinking to analyzing hypothetical prose. I don't see how any of those can be harmful to your writing. If I was to try to let's look at it in a different way. Sometimes I think it's really valuable to ask yourself, what is this trying to prevent? And I do this all the time with things I'm trying to understand. What's the opposite of it? And it sounds to me like the advice is there so that you don't burn through your excitement and your passion in a place where you can't actually act on it. Like you can't come in here and write your story. But instead, you kind of get the satisfaction of developing your story in your head, and then for whatever reason, you would never go to the desk. It kind of sounds like it's trying to prevent that. Which I've heard similar advice for things like don't tell people that you are writing a book, especially if you haven't yet published a book, because then you kind of get that satisfaction of people being like, wow, that's so cool. What's it about? Tell me about it. And you tell them about it. And like you get the same sort of satisfaction from that interaction as you would from actually going through the hours of work and then one day putting out a book and being able to tell people about that. So I have heard the advice of don't sort of like spread the word that you're writing a book before you've actually put in all the work to do it, because you get that satisfaction and that reward, and you may still not finish your project, and you may never finish your project because kind of see where I'm going. That's kind of like how I'm positioning this kind of advice in my head. Dork says, I write all my books in my head first. I think that's pretty normal. Margo says, I write whole paragraphs in my head. I can't be in my desk for whatever reason. Yeah. Michaela says, religion. I think Midnight Mass is similar vibes, more campy. Oh, I feel you. I think the idea behind the vice is that you risk forgetting details. That makes sense to me too. I don't think that's a good enough reason to not be excited about your project. Unsure. I think my personal opinion is the more I'm thinking about my story, the more excited I'm getting to write it. And that's always a good thing. Once like the best thing that can happen in the world is that I actively choose to go write as opposed to all of the other distractions, right? I could be upstairs watching Northern Lion on YouTube. I could be reading a book. I could be playing a video game. But if I'm excited about my story and I actively choose to go write, that's a win. You know? So anything that gets me in that mood to choose writing over other things, whether it's me being inspired by something I've watched, me making or watching a writing YouTube video that successfully is like, hey, go apply this to your writing right now. That's a great outcome. If I didn't think about my writing, if I didn't think about my stories while I was away from the computer, how would I ever actively choose to go work on my story? I wouldn't be thinking. Now, I am biased. As someone who's making YouTube videos about writing, I am biased in saying things like, hey, watch some really great YouTube writing videos and then go apply that to your writing. That's like my dream, is I make a video that is so inspirational right off the bat that you're like, I need to go do this right now. That's kind of the goal. J Sam says, I watch in my head like a movie. when I'm going to be sleeping and then I wake up. Kind of read that right. I feel like when I'm trying to read YouTube chat over here, I just cannot parse out the word. I'm just bad. Dirk says you are 100,000% less biased than other videos I have watched. I try to be. I think one of the big things about the Writing Theory channel is that, and I don't know if you've noticed, maybe this is something only I would notice, is I get kind of tired when I'm looking at some other YouTube videos on writing and it's always kind of positioned as, here's what you're doing wrong. Here's why your characters suck. These are the 6 mistakes you're making that is why readers aren't buying your book. Here's like, it feels like so much negativity, and I really try to position all of my stuff as like, not you suck and here's what you need to be better, but instead, here's something to think about that can improve your craft. Not comparing it to what you were like before and how you're missing the secret key to unlocking writing, but instead, hey, like, I'll give you a hint. I've been working for like 8 months on a video about color theory in fiction. First off, who even cares about that? I don't know. But for me, it's like, okay, this is not like you're missing these key things in being a successful writer, but it's instead like, here's a whole aspect that you may not be capitalizing on in your writing, in your prose, in your storytelling, that can bring more meaning and cohesiveness to your story. Let me tell you about it. Let me tell you about it. So anyways, yeah, color theory in fiction coming soon to a YouTube channel. Let's do some writing. Let's get out of here. Kayla says, I want to finally get a story done and published so I can receive the feedback and watch the videos and get it more personally. Color theory and writing sounds so esoteric. Look, I latch onto an idea and I'm like, I gotta figure this out. Make sure your protagonist and antagonist have contrasting color themes. Make one blue, make one red. Hey, you say that, we all laugh, we chuckle, but then you watch Star Wars and Luke Skywalker and he's wearing white and Darth Vader is wearing black and you're like, wait a minute. I digress. Let's do some writing. Let me restart this timer here. All right, 25 minutes on the clock. Let's do it. And I cannot wait to hear your progress after. So good luck, everyone. writing sprint is done. Another 25 minutes down, just like that. Music go down. Ooh. How'd everyone do? Margot says, I just got to the good part. Hey, me too. Me too. Phantom says, I just finished the scene. I love that. I love that. Let's see, where am I at? What's my progress? I'm now at 1,400 words. Still pretty reliably hitting about 700 words. Pretty standard, I think, for me. Margot, 600 words. Love it. Ariana says 386 words. Let's go. Margot says I caught up on the words I missed yesterday. I love that. Aaron, a productive day. 3,000 words. That's sick. Congratulations. 3,000 words, that's an accomplishment. Crazy what a couple 25-minute sprints could do. Now you just got to do it every day. Okay, well, you don't have to do 3,000 words. That would be crazy. But yeah, that's a super productive. Aaron, how many words did you get in the pro writing aid sprint we did earlier? Because I think I remember you saying that's where you did some more writing. My first day, probably won't do that every day. Well, hey, that's a dang good first day. Things are looking pretty good in my story. I got past a part that I wasn't like thrilled with how it was turning out. I know I have to revisit it at some point, but I got past it and now I can work on all of those scenes that I'm a little bit more excited to write. So now my character is just getting to the campground. We're just about to have a reveal that his mother's disappeared and been missing. That'll be a fun part. Spoilers! Warbagel says, I gotta catch those pro writing aid sprints. I'll tell you, they're a little bit more structured than these. They're a little bit more structured. A little less yapping, you know? Kenneth says. And 59 says, I'm actually happy with my Act 2 plan for once. No swamp. Yeah. You know, I can't say, I don't know if that's ever happened with me. If I've ever felt like I planned out Act 2 to like the point where I felt really great about it, you know? I always get like half of Act 2 kind of figured out and I understand the trajectory of the story and how I need to get to my ending. But then I still have to figure some things out just sort of in the structure schmucture. That's what they say. Oh man, feels good. We have just enough time for one more 25-minute sprint. I would love to yap about story, tell you about color theory and fiction, but there will be a video about that at some point in the future. Where Bagel says, gotta go. Money might be back later if there's more sprint tonight. This is it. This is it. We're gonna do one more sprint and that is it. So it's time. Let's get our last 25-minute sprint down. Full steam ahead, 59 says. And you will end this 2-hour sprint with what? That 75 minutes of dedicated writing time? Aaron says, I've done 3,000 words. I'm getting out of here. Hey, Aaron, thanks for joining. All right, I'm going to put the timer on. Let's just knock out 25 more minutes. You got it in you. Let's do it. I'm going to push. I'm going to do it. I'm going to end with 2,200 words today. That feels pretty good. Back to the good part. Aaron says, thanks for the stream. Aaron, thanks for showing up. Thanks for putting in the work and best of luck on the rest of yours. Hopefully, you join some more sprints. I'd love it. 25 minutes on the clock. Microphone going off, music going up. Good luck, everyone. Made it through the last sprint. Look at that. What's that? 3 full sprints. Made it just at the end. That's right, Willow. Is that good timing? Is that poor timing? I don't know. Just been feeling down today. Sometimes it be like that. Like that. I get that. And you know what? At least in terms of writing, happens. Don't be too hard on yourself. Best thing you can do is pick it up tomorrow. How'd everyone else do? Struggling with tinnitus. Sounds hard. Is that the ear one? Is that the ringing ear? Dirk says, lost myself in the math sauce, but got a total 1,366 words. Let's go. Let's go. Margaret says, got my first 1,000 words done today. Love that. Love that. Light work for Margot. Light work. 69, a little stuck. I think my main character has to die at the start of Act 3. Woo! Gonna be a tricky Act 3, if I had to guess. JSam, 992 today. Nice, nice. And Michaela, 830 words total. Let's go. Let's go. I ended up today with 2,729 words. I did grab a portion of it from my last draft. So I'd say of totally new words, I'm probably looking at 2,200. 69. At least I'm not writing first person. That would be tricky. Very true. 69, if you're looking for another book to study that has one of the main characters go through something similar with no spoilers, got to figure out how to phrase this with no. The Mistborn series, first book of Mistborn, has a moment like beginning of Act 3. Good one to study. Ariana says, struggled through that one, but I got another 198 words. Nice. Look at that. Well, I hope it was, with all the writing that you guys did, I hope it was at least fun hanging out, chatting about stuff, doing some housel. I had a good time, and I made a bunch of good progress. I feel good about it. I hope you do too, and I hope you have a great rest of the night. And if you're not doing any more writing, I hope you can just chill out, relax, prep yourself for a day of writing tomorrow. That's what I'll be doing. That's for sure. Thank you everyone for hanging out. I had a great time. Tomorrow, I hope we can talk a little bit more story stuff. I always feel most excited when I get to connect with you guys and talk about character stuff and setting stuff and plot stuff and themes and all this kind of writing focused talk. You know, it's like finding a friend that you have that has the exact same interest. That's always a good feeling. So thank you so much for joining. I'll see you tomorrow if you're here. And if you're not, see you when I see you. Keep up the good work, keep up the progress, and have a great rest of the day. Take care, everyone.